So I'll try to keep this video short and sweet. So one of the common questions that we get in one-to-one sessions is that people ask that when I recover from OCD or when I reach full acceptance, right? Because I mean, I'm putting that in quotation marks because people imagine it to be this like final destination that they'll reach, and it'll be like, okay, now it's full acceptance, and now like I'm invincible kind of thing. But what they're asking is that, okay, once I recover or once I reach full acceptance, will I be able to tell the difference between my real thoughts and my OCD thoughts? I think that question in itself is a problem, and it reveals a problem in your thinking and in your approach towards recovery, because people are really trying to approach it with like, okay, right now, while I'm still suffering with OCD, I'm okay with, maybe I can reach a place of acceptance that I might not be able to tell the difference between my real thoughts and OCD thoughts. But in the future, I want to reach a place where I can differentiate between, okay, this is not me and this is actually me. That's still that subtle way of holding on to that compulsive control of like, I really want to feel this way and I really want to think this way. And I really want to be able to separate myself from all those bad things that I really don't want to think about. There's that subtle kind of rigidity still over there. And these are people oftentimes asking this question literally even in just their first month of starting their recovery journey. And they're not even like far into it, and they're already trying to be like, okay, like in a year's time, will I be able to get to this position where I can do that? So you really have to approach recovery with more so of a mindset of, even if you are in the future not able to tell the clear, distinct difference between what an OCD thought is or what your real thought is, you could still not only accept your life, but also yourself as well. I think a very good example in this case is relationship OCD. And it's also more of a tamer example to take as well, in terms of like, obviously we have POCD and we have other themes as well, which like raise a lot of that controversial feeling and stuff like that. So relationship OCD is a good example to take. So a lot of people right now are probably struggling with like feelings of maybe not being in love with their partner or not being attracted to their partner, or feeling that their partner is not the right fit for them, or their brain fixating on some some flaw that their partner has, right? And blowing it up and thinking that, oh, because of this flaw, I don't think I can ever be with this person because I'll forever be noticing this flaw in them. Now, or people who have an HOCD and ROCD overlap. People thinking that, okay, maybe they're attracted to the same sex, and because of that, they need to leave the current relationship that they're in. Now, what people are then doing is that they're trying to approach acceptance with that, okay, like right now, I understand that I have to accept the uncertainty that maybe I do want to leave my partner. Maybe I don't want to be with them. But in the future, after I do this entire acceptance work and, all the exposures and blah, 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 after I'm done with all of that, in the future, if I ever, I don't know, like 6 years from now, 7 years from now, if I get a thought that maybe I want to leave my partner, I want to have the ability to be able to tell that, okay, this is now an OCD thought and I can separate myself from this because I really actually want to be with my partner. So you can see that kind of like subtle compulsive way of still really holding on to like, no, but like I'm someone who at heart would actually never want to leave my partner because they're so perfect for me. I'm so in love with them. We have the perfect relationship. We have the perfect life. I cannot be someone who can who can ever feel that way about them because that would be betraying them. So I want to return to that me who is 100% always certain. Again, if you're really trying to hang on to that last like piece of thread of like, no, but like this is me, you're going to set yourself for maybe like a future setback or a relapse, because then the next time in future like after you've like recovered, although I won't say that would be recovery because there would still be some way to go with acceptance. But okay, sure, let's say that you recover, you're not suffering with chronic anxiety anymore, you're not chronically distressed anymore, and overall you have pretty much like 60-70% of your life back. At some point, because you really want to hold on to that feeling of I still want to be with them, and I always want to feel like I want to be with them. I never want to feel like I don't want to be with them. And even if I get that feeling, I want to be able to identify it as an intrusive thought, not like a real thought. Again, it because there will inevitably be a day, there will maybe be some kind of argument, or even if there's not an argument, you'll just wake up one day and you won't be feeling as that kind of like passionate, out of this world kind of like love and affection of like, oh my god, baby, like that kind of thing, right? That might not be there, and it'll just feel like a very mundane kind of day with them, right? And it won't be just for an hour, it won't be 2 hours. That feeling might be there for a day. Then it might stretch on to 2 days, and you'll be like, ah, okay, I mean, still, see, trying to get there. But then when it goes on for a week and 2 weeks and 3 weeks and then a month, then you'll be like, wait, like this feeling of being so uninterested in my partner is still there. It's still like persisting. Like, why? Like, this must mean something now because I'm not even feeling that anxious about it anymore at this point. Now it must be real. Oh shit. And then the cycle kind of like slowly but surely starts again of like, okay, now what does this mean at this point? Why? Because there still hasn't been acceptance of the fact that you might not be able to tell the difference between an OCD thought and a real thought. Because for you, it's like once I lose that ability, then that means that, something has to be done, something has to be fixed over there. So you have to approach OCD recovery even at the start with the mindset that you might not always be able to tell the difference. Like, as someone who's recovered now, I'm not living literally every single day of my life thinking that, okay, I had this thought, now let me put it on the operating table and dissect it and think about where is this coming from? Is this an OCD thought or is this like a real thing? Is it an intrusive thing or not? Like I don't even go into that analysis because I feel like a normal person does, which is just like going in life in a stride and just like, I mean, if I'm having a thought, however unpleasant it may be, like I don't even think about, this is an OCD thing. Bye bye. Like, no, it's just like it's just a thought there that comes up and it doesn't trigger me, it doesn't like sit on me, I don't feel like I need to analyze it, like none of those things, right? Why? Because there's this like internal acceptance of the fact that I will never have full certainty over whether something is real or OCD, or whether a thought is real or OCD. So therefore, my brain also doesn't jump into that mechanism of dissecting whether it's an OCD thing or not. It's just an inherent acceptance at this point that anything goes, really. Anything could be there in my brain. So that's kind of like why you have to approach it with like, even if you're not going to be able to tell the difference in the future, how you can still accept yourself and your life and other people, depending on whatever your theme is. So have a think about that, and I'll see you guys on another video. Bye bye.